Hey, what's up guys, it's DJ, welcome back to the channel. Since Farming Simulator is now 1 year old, we're gonna take a look at the most popular Farm Sim 22 release video that I did and see if it's any good. And that video is this one, the 12 biggest changes from Farm Sim 19 to Farm Sim 22. In that video, I listed the biggest changes as character customization, different bale sizes, used equipment, multiple contracts, field care, build mode, equipment packs, AI workers, production chains, vehicle straps, manual transmissions, it's seasonal cycles. So the only question is, now 1 year later, do I still think those are the 12 biggest changes from 19 to 22? No, but some of them still are. So let's talk about that. So there's some things that I think are still very, very good. For example, character customization really hasn't changed a whole lot. What we've gotten is new pieces of equipment and things like that. So we've got new Volvo stuff in there. We've got all these things. We have Vermeer clothing. So I think this is still pretty good. I'm not sure if it's number one, but it's still pretty good. Next, we've got the different bale sizes. Now, I think bale sizes have been kind of nice because if you're playing a new farmer mode, for example, you may want to go with the smallest round bales or something like that. However, if you're doing big stuff, you want the big square bales, and it's been kind of nice. However, wrapper support has been very, very underwhelming when it comes to the two largest bales. As a matter of fact, as far as I know, there's only one on Mod Hub. Speaking of mods, that's a whole nother deal. We'll talk about that later in the video. But I think the multiple different bale sizes, I think it's kind of paid off. I like this feature. One of the biggest things that I was super excited about was used equipment. And since then, actually, PC players have gotten a mod on Mod Hub that allows you to have almost limitless used equipment. It's insane. I think used equipment has been great, and I think a lot of players have utilized this feature in their own gameplay. Whenever I load up, the very first thing that I do on a new save game or every day in game is I look at the used equipment and say, what's there? What can I use personally? So this is a cool feature. Another one that I think's paid off super well is multiple different contracts. Even, again, on PC, there's a mod where I can just kind of keep hitting the button and it'll just take any contract that it possibly can. You could do, I think it's up to 3 contracts, if I remember correctly. If you guys are on consoles, PC players could take on, I think, 5 or unlimited, something like that. But nonetheless, everyone's able to take out more than one. And we still have, I think there's a couple things about taking the same type of harvesting contract being delivered at the same location. And if I remember correctly, going at the train still is a bit of an issue. It doesn't make you as much money as it did in Farming Simulator 19 as far as harvesting contracts go, but baling contracts do pretty well. You have new contract types over on Silver Run Forest. So I think multiple contracts was a big game changer. Here's one that I've kind of ignored, but I still think that it's okay. It may not make my top list today though, and that's field care. So as you know, we got new things like stone pickers, rock pickers. We got mulchers in Farming Simulator 22 as well. We also have a difference between cultivators and disc harrows, and power harrows and subsoilers and spaders, which I don't actually know anyone that uses these. So is field care a big deal in Farming Simulator 22? I don't think it has been as big of a deal. It's kind of nice. You could turn off stones, so you never have to pick them up. Mulching a field gives you what, 2%? 1% extra bonus? So it is what it is. And as far as lime goes as well, it's kind of the same. It's like, I mean, you can, but it's not like a boost, if you know what I mean. Build mode, when it first released, I wasn't crazy about the Farming Simulator 22 build mode. However, since then, I have started to really enjoy placeables and things like that. In Farm Sim 19, it was super easy to just jump in and start landscaping and raising and lowering terrain and things like that. It was super easy to do that. However, in Farm Sim 22, that feature kind of nerfed a little bit, and I really, honestly, truly haven't even taken the time to sit and learn completely how to do it. That being said, if you're ready to place down a building or something like that, I mean, you can snap it now. You've got full control over whether you want free build mode to turn on, so place anywhere kind of is base game now. And this is huge. The updates that the game has got since the game released for build mode alone has been totally worth it. Remember these? Remember equipment packs? I don't know if I've ever, and I mean ever, used equipment packs. I know that it's a thing, I know that it's here, but I don't know anyone who has utilized equipment packs. I don't know anyone who yeah, I guess that's it. Is it cool? Yeah, it's super cool. It's super awesome that you're able to just jump in and say, hey, I want the base stuff. I want to get started. Help me out. I think this is great for new players, but the thing is, myself, other content creators, and most of the guys here on the channel, you're not new players to Farm Sim 22 anymore, and you're not new to Farming Simulator. You may have just found the channel. You definitely didn't just find the game. Most of you guys anyway. So I think these are cool. I think they're very helpful. I'm glad that they're in the game. Personally, I haven't used these. The AI worker menu. Oh, this was, I don't even know what number this was. So this allows you to kind of jump in and choose a guy, create a job. I'm just gonna select go to here. So we'll select that, and then we'll kind of click somewhere, go somewhere, do something. This was something that I really did not look into very much. I didn't do much research with this. We tried doing stuff, but it was kind of found out that this was still a bit of a beta feature when the game first launched, and at least for my use case, other than wanting to get maybe an extra trailer to go do something, I personally haven't used this very much. Maybe you have? Yeah, let me know. So the number one thing that I was most excited about when Farm Sim 22 first released was production chains. And I gotta tell you, it's kind of been my thing since the game launched. I mean, it's called Flour Simulator when I play for a reason. I make a bunch of flour and then make a bunch of bread. It's so easy and it's awesome. So here I've got every single production chain that we get, at least on the base game American map, Elm Creek. So you've got all these different places. You can set them to spawn their things. You can set it to selling. You set it to distributing. For example, if there's something that you've got that needs to go somewhere else. So if I go up to the grain mill and I've got wheat flour, well, the flour, I want it to distribute, and then it's going to send it over to the, where is it? Oh no, I don't actually think I bought the bakery. Here, we can fix this. This is totally not on script at all. So we jump back in here and we can find our bakery. Let's see, somewhere, here it is. So bread, turn that into bread, you're good to go. So this can even sell it for you. It's just an easy other way to make money, but you don't have to use this. Disturb Simulations, he released a mod where you just get really good money for everything else instead of having to use for production. So there's mods to help with this as well. It's kind of cool. This is actually what I used for my thumbnail on that video, was vehicle straps. Having the ability to strap down every vehicle or everything or anything or anywhere or whatever down to a trailer and not have to worry about it flipping away, not have to worry about it just going, whee, bam. You don't have to worry about that anymore. I could take this corner just like this. Not a great driver, but nothing fell off. This, I think it's an underutilized feature of the game. However, I do think that it's been a massive, massive part, especially for people that want to transport things from point A to point B. Otherwise, it's just going to be a whole lot of, well, now I can't flip it off. Dump the stuff. All right, well, it's not happening. It's too good. Next to last was manual transmission. Nope. I haven't used this. I turned it off, I think, before the game even came out. It's not been my thing. I haven't used it personally. What I've reconfigured my controls for is to zoom in and out, just like I did at Farm Sim 19 and 17 and 15. In Farm Sim 22, those buttons, at least on an Xbox controller, set the gears up and down. And I didn't like that. So I have since reset it all for myself. Maybe you guys have enjoyed manual transmissions, but not me. So the last thing on that video, at least, was seasonal cycles. And do I think that this has been great? Yeah, I think it's been pretty cool. Normally I turn it off and just use the visuals of the seasons, but I really like that as well. I can finally play exactly the way I want to, where I can do whatever I want to. I can plant whatever I want, sell whatever I want, anytime that I want, but I can still have the seasonal changes. It feels like I'm moving forward. I feel like I'm able to play the game the way that I want to play it, And you guys may feel the same way, or maybe you really enjoy that seasonal cycle. Maybe you like going through. The only thing I think that's been a little bit hindrance is that when people want to use different season geos, things like that, I had one that I really like, and even I still utilize the way that the Midwest USA geo was. I still do everything in the same amount of times, more or less anyway, but it's kind of nice to have this. So whether you decide to use seasonal cycles or anything like that, you could still at least have the visual changes. You could still have snow, and you could just like harvest wheat in the snow. It's doable. There may be some things on my list that I don't agree with today, but I will say there's one thing I would have added if I would have known how awesome it was going to be, and that's mods on the mod hub. We've gotten so much stuff. It's like, what was it, 2,000 mods? 2,000 plus mods have been released in 1 year. I believe that's more than Farm Sim 17 had, and it's more than Farm Sim 19 had through the first 2 years, I believe. So we're getting mods twice as fast as we were. I mean, we've got stuff for everything. If you go into semi-trucks, boom, TLX 9000, it's there. If you go into grape harvesting, we've got all these different things that aid you in grape harvesting. We've gotten DLCs, like, through and through. You've got a most downloaded place where you can get a TRA 500. It's a quad. It's pretty sweet. There's also a lot of other stuff in here as well. So you can kind of go through. Oh yeah, and this thing. What is this? I love this. It's a baler with wings on it. We never had this in Farm Sim 19. Mods have changed so much. They always have, but I think it's been just a little bit more fun and definitely a lot more out there in Farm Sim 22. So there's a lot of things that I feel like I got right, at least speaking to you guys a year ago, but there's a couple things that I think may not have been as big as I thought they were going to. For example, field care with the mulchers and tillers, things like that. I don't think it was as big of a deal as I made it back then. As far as AI workers, super cool. But it didn't quite turn out the way that we wanted it to, I believe. Equipment packs. Either great for new players, not, you know how it is. And manual transmissions. Everything else has been great. So if you've got a list, let me know what yours are down in the comments. Let me know what are some things you were super excited about when Farm Sim 22 released and when you started playing it, and what are some things that you're still excited about today. Let me know those down in the comment section below. Happy birthday to Farm Sim 22. Hope you have a good one. We'll see you later. Peace.